Mrs. Frost.
Yes.
Hey, this is Rob Carter over KKAJ in Ardmore.
Yes.
How are you?
We're doing good. We're blessed. We're doing really good.
We all are blessed, aren't
yes,
we?
That's for sure.
Today we have a what we call a Free Music Monday, and we give away a particular CD every day. And today's CD is Aaron Watson, "Real Good Time." Cut number 5 off of that album is July in Cheyenne. It says a song for Lane's mama. I bet you're pretty proud of that.
Yes, I am. I thought it was very nice of him. We had a mutual friend, and he got a hold of me and told me that he wanted to talk to me, and so he did, and then he sent us a copy of the song, and I listened, and I thought, oh, that's nice. But then I heard that last line, and I thought, oh, I really do like that.
Right. What were some of the things he asked you about? I mean, you said he called and asked you some questions.
He just kind of wanted our permission, to do it, and we told him that was fine, And no, he didn't really ask me too many questions at the time. We've visited since then, but he pretty much had the song, in his mind what he wanted, and maybe already had written it. I don't know, because he said, to begin with, he didn't think it would be one that he would put out there much, but then he started singing it a few places, and people seemed to like it, and so he did put it out there, and it's done well. And the video, I think, is really good. I don't know if you've seen that or not. The
video just is right along with the song as far as being excellent, and it's got a lot of nice footage of Lane, not only of Lane writing, but also Lane
just him.
Just him. And you will never have met a nicer guy than Lane Frost.
Well, I appreciate that very much.
But what were your reactions when you heard the song?
Well, I just thought it was a neat song, and I thought, well, it don't even mention Lane's name, but yet everybody's going to know, that it's about Lane.
Right.
And then, like I say, when I heard the last line, I thought, boy, that it's like icing on the cake.
Did you hear the song before it was the finished product, like a demo version of it, or?
I'm sure that's what he sent us. Yeah, I'm sure that was before it was completely finished. But I'm not sure about that.
When you talk about Lane, is how generous he was, how kind he was, how sweet he was, and how much of a special person he was. And I think the song really fits pretty much the theme of who Lane Frost really was.
It seems to, and of course it's so neat to hear some of those Lane stories once in a while. But I tell people God created Lane with that personality. I think to draw people to him, because God could see the big picture. He knew what was going to happen. The rest of us didn't. But
I think it's unique that on Lane's headstone, he says Lane wasn't perfect, but he did know God.
Yes. Well, and that was almost an afterthought. We put so much thought into the stone, and it's it looks like he's belt buckle and so forth. And after we got it done, I thought there's nothing there that tells people that he's a Christian.
Right.
And I really felt bad about that, and so we added that, and I think that speaks volumes.
There are, as I recall, there were 3 or 4 different scripts that you went through before you finally settled on the one that was the movie 8 Seconds, right?
Well, we went through several. The first one we read, we thoroughly disliked, and we went through several more, but then the director picked that first one, and that's the one he actually used, telling us, and they were, assuring us that we could tell them what changes needed to be made, and they could make some and so forth. But, there was a few changes made, but, basically, especially the way they portrayed Clyde and so forth, we were not happy with.
Right.
But God has used that, too, because who would have thought almost 25 years after Lane's death, people would even know who Lane was, and because of the movie, they do, and then I get to go a lot of places and give his testimony, and or there's written things, or like the song or whatever, that lets people know that he was a born-again Christian. And we wanted the movie to tell that, but the director happened to be an atheist, and he wasn't about to put that in there.
Right.
but I think it kind of came through anyway in spite of him, and that's kind of a God thing.
Right. Well, the movie showed, Luke Perry portraying Lane as being a nice, kind person, but not even the movie came close to how nice of a friendly guy he always was.
Well,
always had a smile, and he would talk with anybody. That's the thing.
He truly enjoyed visiting with people. He really did.
I mean, if it's somebody in a store, a gas station, somewhere, a restaurant that they met along the way, he would always, try to ask somebody's name. He would take the time, and I mean the fans just loved him. I mean he was just a super guy.
And I think it was partly because now he could never remember a name. He wouldn't remember your name, but he would remember your face.
That's the thing. Yeah.
He saw you.
That's exactly right.
A lot of times he'd give you a nickname, and he could remember that.
Right. Right. How is the one of my prized possessions, and I have it in my home, is a Lane Frost Cowboy Bible.
Oh, uh-huh.
And you give those away in your ministry.
Yes.
Right. Now, how often are you doing something with your ministry?
Well, I just go speak now and then, like to different churches, or especially like at youth rodeos at their church services or something, and just give Lane's testimony about how he was saved. But the Bible ministry came about years ago, and I don't know how the word gets out on them so much, but I've been to the post office today already, and I sent out 2 cases and then 2 other packages,
right.
Because people from cowboy churches or something that they're having, they want several cases to give away, and so I don't know exactly how many years we've been doing the Bible ministry, but we've given out 270,000 Bibles.
Now, do you run the website? Is that
no? I'm illiterate when it comes to the computer. No, a friend of ours does that, and she changes things once in a while when we ask her to or whatever.
Right.
But
the thing about the website is, and I won't go into the details of the movie 8 Seconds, but I urge you, if you have seen the movie, and of course a lot of people have. See the movie and then go read the website also,
right.
Because the movie is a movie, but the website tells a truthful story,
right.
about how Lane really was.
And the movie says it's based on a true story, but that word "based" they use very loosely. It can be based on a true story and be way far off, and the movie wasn't way far off. Like Lane's accident, they probably did that as close to it as they could have. And Luke Perry certainly did a wonderful job, even looked like Lane, when they dressed him up. And he wanted to do everything like we wanted it done, and so I just can't say enough good things about Luke, and we still stay in touch with Luke. And the other actors felt the same way. But, you have to do what the director says. And
sure.
So.
Ma'am, it's been a great honor to talk to you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you playing Aaron's song, and I hope it does really well for him.
All right. Elsie Frost, God bless you, okay?
Thank you. God bless you, too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.